So today's video is going to be a short one. It's not going to be super long. It's just something I wanted to share and show another bit of what I'm doing. And it has to pertain to rear seat storage. Now, I had given some thought to rear seat storage for quite some time, and it was hard because a lot of the systems out there, although they were good, were more than I wanted to pay for something on the back of the seat. A lot of them are MOLLE based, which is like a military style storage solution where there's strips and you weave through the fabric. So there was that, but a lot of them are like $100 or more, and it was just hard to want to spend that much. So I put off on it for a long time, and what I did in the meantime, because the biggest thing I wanted to do was have somewhere to store a fire extinguisher, and the one I got was just a cheap one from like Walmart, but it was still automotive grade, just like this guy right here. And the mount it came with was just a plastic mount, and I originally had mounted it right below my seat, which worked great for a while, except that the mount was so cheap that I hit it one time with my foot, and that was the end of that. It broke right off. So I looked into some other mounting solutions for under your seat or right there that would be good, but they were just expensive and hard to want to do. So I found one that was like this, and you had your fire extinguisher. And they're like that, and then this mounted to the back of the top of your headrest, like so where your headrest goes into the seat, that's where it mounted. And it wasn't bad, except the only problem is they made this strap so thick, which I understand why, because you've got something heavy on there and you're trying to keep it sturdy, and I get that. So I mean, that's not so much the problem, except that it made it hard. I couldn't put my headrest down very much. My headrest was sticking way up, and for the passenger it's not very comfortable. So it was great if I'm by myself, but anytime I have anybody with me, not so great. So as much as I like this, that was my biggest problem with that. So I started looking around, and again starting to go back to the seat back storage, like MOLLE solutions and stuff. And finally, I found by 511 Tactical, which I really do like a lot of their stuff. I've got one of their backpacks, I got their boots, I've had some of their shirts in the past. Great quality products, really awesome company, and US based, which is great. So I was looking on YouTube one day and happened to see some new products they were bringing out. I think it was might have been this year or last. I think it was this year actually. One of which was on SHOT Show, and it was this. It's their Hexgrid Seatback system. What's great on these is it is still MOLLE design, so you can put it on, but it doesn't have to be straight up and down like most MOLLE systems do. Because it's a hex, you can actually put things at an angle if you need to. So if it was something you wanted to be able to get and not have to get at an awkward angle or something, you could have it set at a way you wanted to where you can get to it easily enough. And you've got this, I believe, goes in below your seat, and then you've got this smaller strap that goes up above. So one thing I liked, because this wasn't a super thick strap and won't take up a bunch of space on top. The other nice thing about it is it's hook and loop. So not only can you weave in and out, but you can slap things on it. So things like this, which is my first aid. Instead of having to weave it through, I can just have it stuck on there, and then if I need it, just tear it away and I can use it. They have another one also for headrests, a smaller one, and they showed using like the headrest one just for medical use, but you know, you can do it however you want. The headrests on the Montero, I don't know if they'd really be great for that. Plus it's just one extra thing to kind of be up there, and I figured this would work best for most of my needs, which right now is meds and fire extinguisher. And for a fire extinguisher, I just got one of these guys. Made sure it was the right size for the style fire extinguisher I was using, and it's like perfect. It's meant for like water bottles, but it would hold a fire extinguisher perfectly, obviously. But the reason I went, one of the big reasons I went with this, not just for its design, because a lot of work seems to have gone into its design, is the price. The price for this is like 45 bucks, $44.99 or something, which you can't beat. I mean, well, I'm sure you could beat, but a lot of the companies out there aren't going that low. I mean, you're spending 100 bucks for one panel that goes on the back of your seat, and it's just, it was hard for me to swallow that. Whereas this, I was really willing to give it a try because it was like half the price, and it just seemed like a good idea to me. So we're gonna try this out. I'm gonna install it on my seat and set it up, and obviously run with it and see how well it goes over time. I'm pretty stoked on it though, and I think it'll work out great. So let's get it on there real quick. Okay, now this piece here is what feeds through the bottom of your seat, and it's pretty straightforward in that respect because this piece is padded, so it'll be nice down here. It'll be comfortable for whoever's sitting in there. So what you'll do is just make sure you thread these guys through here nice and easy. It sets up right against the edge here, and then you'll go to the back and do the other half. Okay, and for the top half, just got this one strap and this hook, and they just go right into each other. If I can show you here. There's little loops all along this guy, and then this hook right here, so you don't need to weave anything through anything. Just find the one that's best and go through the loop like so, and then it's nice and hooked in place. So just come up here, move this up, this guy through, and the best one for the job. Actually, I'm going to do it underneath, that way that strap's hidden, like that. Straighten it out best you can. Probably be about there. And just clip your bottom ones in place and cinch them down. And that's that. Not too bad. I mean, the real estate is a little smaller compared to maybe some. There might be some that go further out here, but for my needs, that's pretty good. And now you can just stick things where you want, like that, or however you want to set it up. I'll probably have that like there, and my fire extinguisher right here. And yeah, maybe something down there, or maybe my fire extinguisher down there. That way, and then that leaves me a little bit more room on the side here for something else. And maybe over time, maybe I will go with the headrest one, just to give up a little bit more room here, and just have this dedicated to like here or something. But for now, I think this will do pretty good. And we'll see how well that hook and loop holds up to off-road use and whether or not that'll fall off. But it's a good test. I'm liking it. I think it'll be good for what I need it for, and it's a heck of a lot less money than getting some of the other ones out there. Forgot to mention too, if you need, there are extra straps that hook in through these side loops here that you can wrap around to the front, and that would probably stretch out and help this from wrinkling out like that. But it's not too bad to where it bothers me any. And I just don't know with someone with me if that would be the best. I mean, it might not be very comfortable to sit against. Okay, so it's a week later from when I originally filmed, and things have changed quite a bit. It snowed, it's cold, but I'm loving it. So one other thing I wanted to touch on, originally I had said that those extra straps that help keep this more stretched and sturdy against the back of the seat, I wasn't going to use them, mostly because I didn't want them stretching around to the front part of the seat, and I don't know, I just wasn't into that. But I noticed that the seat back for the Montero, where it has like the storage pocket, is quite firm, and the way that it is, it's a separate piece from the rest of the seat. So there's 2 screws that hold it on the bottom, and I'm not quite sure how the top is. I think the top might be slid in somehow. But so what I did was I took out those bottom screws and attached those straps to the 2 lower spots, and then went behind this piece here and then around and then attached to the other side and then tightened them up. So it's pulled this a lot better against the seat, which I like, because for one, they do work having those on there, because now you can have it stretched out better. It's a little sturdier, a little firmer and everything else. Plus, having it attached that way, I don't have to have them going around the front of the seat and looking all kind of funny, in my opinion, funny, because I'm a stickler for those kind of things. So I'm happy with that. I wanted to share that. I did actually use those straps, and just a little differently. Now, if your seat is similar, if you have a Montero, that's a pretty decent idea if you decide to get one of these. But if you have another car, see if your seat is maybe designed in a way where you might be able to make that work. I'm not liable if you ruin anything on your seat. It's totally up to you. So if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. I just felt like that was a nice way of hiding those straps, but giving a little more rigidity and structuralness to the back there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and comment if you have any questions, and we'll catch you in the next one.